Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. I call for a ceasefire in the Middle East. I believe that all governments on this planet have ulterior motives, and they're working toward a new world order. A very evil order. It's following in the footsteps of the Greeks and the Romans, who are a bunch of people who are best described as whites, Jews, LGBT people, and token minorities. That is exactly what we see these days, and we see that the governments of the world are modeled after the Roman government and what is perhaps the most powerful known social club on the planet is the Club of Rome. It's not a coincidence. And the word Rome is more scrambled, and the symbol of the Roman people was the wolf. You had the Roman eagle and you had the wolf. And America has its tentacles everywhere. Now, I believe that every government is corrupted. I'm not taking sides in the Iran conflict, even though America is persecuting me to the extreme. Would they somehow reward me for this? No. But they try to provoke me into taking the enemies of America's side. That is despicable as it gets. My father's humanitarian. I've proven logically with a universal scale that the idea that Christ is a character in the Bible is superimposed on. The Bible is like Santa Claus for adults, right? But when you decode it, what you get is that it's superimposed on the idea of a divine order from God, right? The heavenly warrior defeats the beast, and that's a martial art order, right? What's the most spiritual people? Who are the indigenous people of where we come from? The homeland of all human beings, right? They're Africans. Just like you would expect a certain Native American tribe in regards to Native American issues, okay, to be, the indigenous members of those tribes who are more like the indigenous people to kind of be the information carriers of that tribe. You would expect indigenous Africans to be the spiritual information carriers of the human race, not Jews, not white people, right? These people colonized the world. You'd expect people who are more like God to be the information carriers. However, just because someone's black doesn't mean they're in the divine order. If you're in rebellion, then you're like, that's like Cain, coming back to life or something and saying he was there from the start. So what? Okay, what were you and your forefathers doing from the start is what I would say to him. So it's just me. I'm the only one with a logical, moral claim to be the one that represents God. The only one. I'm the top martial artist. I have a top martial arts challenge, mind, body, soul, and spirit, spiritual development, mental development. I'm sabotaged for righteousness' sake, the only one. Okay, I have no reason to do anything rash or stupid. I don't think the government is trying to build a case on me in regards to that anyway. But for good measure, I point out what they're doing because they're trying to use it as like a card. They're working the angles, and they're trying to get me to make mistakes. Okay? And it's safe to say that I'm not going to make any mistakes. Even if you thought that there was a 99% chance that I would do something crazy, I'm still the Son of God, and the overwhelmingly sound conclusion is that you must obey God through me or you're just an evil person. Whatever odds God gives you are the odds you're supposed to take. You're not supposed to act like some scared craftsman nerd or some shriveling under a blanket. You're not supposed to act like an idiot, like the 189,000 people or so that die every day and go to hell after living the life of a scared pink little sheep that's turning more and more into like a rotting demon every day as they accept the boundaries of the beast. In Proverbs, I believe it's Proverbs 29, it says, if a ruler listens to lies, all his officials become wicked. Later on in that chapter, I believe that first one is verse 12. I think this verse here is verse 24, where it says, the accomplices of thieves are their own worst enemies. They are put under oath and dare not testify. It's not talking about in court. People testify to all kinds of lies in courts all the time. It's talking about when they meet their maker. You wasted your life being some kind of sniveling thief in rebellion against God? There's no erotic desire, because as soon as you rebel against God, it's just psychology and erotic desire, right? There's no erotic sex that's that good. No sex could be that good. Nothing's worth betraying God no matter what. There's no money that's that good. Remember, I'm a brain surgeon's son, the son of two doctors. I used to live in a house in Saratoga in California that's now worth $5 million. I can tell you with certainty that it is retarded to cheat me out of my right to lead. Retarded. I have 19,000 plus videos, probably 20 by now, that testify that I've dedicated my life to morality, going back 17 years. I wasn't in the club. I wasn't partying. I wasn't doing this or that. I was obeying God every step of the way, persecuted as a man. My people are afraid. They're afraid to serve God because there's something wrong with their brain. If you're afraid to get up in the morning, or you're afraid to go outside your house for no reason, there's something wrong with you, right? If you're more afraid of what will happen if you serve God than if you don't, then there's something wrong with you. But the problem is that for generations, your families have cultivated evil. And so the reason why there's something wrong with you is because you're from generations of wickedness and rebellion. And over time, you really devolved to become what you are. So after generations of your families bringing in demons and having them take physical form more and more, as you do the actions of demons, as you express the energy of demons and you take on their forms more and more, you can't then turn around and plead being, defective or something. No, this is a state that your families, in a calculated manner, brought upon you. And those of you who are in the know, you refuse to change course. Because very central in the state that you're all in, okay, unless you're severely retarded or something, or this, that, and the other thing, very central to it is you have a certain potential to look at the situation and make a sound decision to change course if you want. It's very central. It can overcome that fear, but you make a conscious decision to not do that. And everywhere I go is, whether it's California, huge state, 40 million people, there's as many people in California as there are in Canada. Been all up and down California, at least quite up to, a pretty high point in Northern California, and then down to, to the border. And everywhere I go, I don't see anybody with the heart to obey God through me. Same thing in Michigan. When I came here, I believed that they weren't going to do the right thing. I got here, almost 7 months later, not a single one of them has done the right thing. Tried to get the message out, what have you. Because I know people. I've been saying for years, I say, I know women, okay, they don't know me. Or should I say, I know adult females. I know them, I look into their souls. They don't know me. It says guys are acting like females these days, not just gender neutral people on the left. I'm not trying to insult people right now. I'm just trying to kick the ballistics here, give the facts. Guys are acting like females these days, except for me. My father's blameless, what have you. So I see a similar failure in them that I see in females. For those of you who have a very twisted and perverted mind, I'm not going to be gay no matter what.